Western Conference preview right here with with my boy Ravi and myself B. We're gonna break it down for you. We're gonna have a little discussion on the top 8 teams we have for the playoffs for the Western Conference. Once again, Ravi, I'll give you the honors to start things off.
Here we go. So, number one, I'm giving the defending champs the respect that they deserve. I think, they've heard a lot of talk in the offseason about them being lucky and them missing, not having to play certain teams.
They caught some breaks, though, man. They caught some breaks.
They caught some breaks, but I think they've heard a lot of it in the offseason. You've seen Steph Curry, he put out some stuff. Klay Thompson, Doc Rivers, they're kind of jawing back and forth, over social media in preseason.
Right.
So, I think they're going to come out with a little bit of chip on their shoulder, to prove to everyone that last year's ring was no fluke.
Right.
Some quick stats on the Warriors. I mean, last season, they were statistically the best championship team since Jordan's Bulls from the late 90s. But yet, only 17% of GMs have them picked to repeat.
It's tough in the West, man.
Pardon me?
It's tough in the West, man.
Oh, it's tough in the West. I mean, it's tough to repeat in the West. It's tough to win the West 2 years in a row. But I mean, I still have them getting that first seed in the West. Number 2, I have the Clippers. I have the Clippers up there. I think they're another team who's gotten a lot of who have another chip on their shoulder, and they've had a lot of key additions. So, I mean, let's start with DeAndre Jordan. I think he's the biggest, not necessarily an addition, but we're not going to get into all that, but we'll call him a key addition.
Screw DeAndre. That's what I'm going to say all year. All year. All day. Every day.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to when they go into Big D.
Oh, I am too. Trust me, I am too.
I'm looking forward to that game. I mean, obviously they've added Paul Pierce, they added Lance Stevenson, they got Josh Smith coming off the bench as well too. So they have a solid squad. I have them in number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I have the Houston Rockets. I think the addition of Ty Lawson is a great pickup for Houston. My number 4 and 5 can switch. I have the Spurs at 4, and I have number 5. I have OKC. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs slipped to 6.
Wow, really?
Their tendency to actually rest a lot of players.
True.
They finished 6th last year, so
true.
They had 50-plus wins.
But let's face it, if they had beaten New Orleans, they'd probably be a 3 seed.
Yeah, well,
right. So,
exactly. So I mean, and again, the big pickups for the Spurs: David West, LaMarcus Aldridge. So I mean, it looks great on paper. We'll see how it all plays out. You've already heard some things coming out from Aldridge's camp. He's not used to the role he has to play. He's not used to change, and it's a lot of things.
Whoa. You're not used to change, and you knew you're leaving the team that you're with for 8 years, and then you're telling me about change? Well, what did you expect when you left Portland?
Okay, see, and those are my thoughts exactly, and that's why with some of these players in this generation, I just can't get on board with it because, again, you made a conscious decision to leave Portland, and then you're going to complain about you're not used to change. So it's one of those things like, come on, Aldridge, let's man up, own your decision, and fit it. So it's already begun. We'll see how it plays out. Then I have number 6. I have the Memphis Grizzlies. Number 7, I have the Pelicans. Looking for a big year from Anthony Davis this year again. And number 8, rounding it off, the Portland Trail Blazers.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Portland survives even without Aldridge. Okay.
Yeah, I give them I have them slipping in there.
Okay. Well, my 8 in this case, it's with the West is really just moving around the parts in this case. Everybody's, except for all the players are pretty much the same. It's just moving them around. But I agree with you. I think Golden State is once again continuity. I think Golden State, even though everyone will be going after them, everyone else that added new people and key pieces are going to be, figuring that out. Golden State will be off and running. So give me, I say Golden State number 1. I like Houston as 2. I really think that Ty Lawson deal. It was unheralded, not really, after kind of everything was, the dust had settled. Fantastic move by Houston. They needed a point guard, to kind of take the pressure off of Harden. It makes things a lot easier for them. They have another threat down the perimeter. A really nice movement, improves everything on that front. So give me Houston number 2. 3, San Antonio. I think even with the Aldridge move, it's just too big a piece to ignore. I think San Antonio, they just keep cranking out 50-plus wins. And with Aldridge here, I think they're just going to be on cruise control at the 3 seed. 4, the Clippers. And I think the Clippers, true, they got Jordan and the Pierce factor. My thing with Pierce is I don't know how much left in the tank for Pierce. Stevenson still hasn't been figured out just yet, which is an X factor that could go out, that could cut either way. I could easily see. Huh?
I mean, I think going back to Pierce, I don't think they'll be using him in stretches.
True.
They're not really, I don't think he's going to be a piece that they're going to be relying too heavily on. They're going to bring him into close games and use him in certain stretches.
That is true. I guess my thing is when I see that unit, second unit, and you got him and Crawford and Stevenson, who's giving it the ball in that group? Really? Who's saying, "Hey, I got this, man. I'll get you yours"? Like who in that group? Come on.
This is where Doc Rivers, the great leader of men, we'll see his strength.
Hey man, I mean Doc has his issues in this case, but he's still a champion. Okay, he's still a championship coach, man. Just treat with respect. Treat with respect. But let me tell you something. Doc best be getting things done this year, or all the rifles, the guns, we won't be pointing at DeAndre Jordan or Chris Paul or Blake Griffin or anybody else or our owner in this case here. Everything be pointing at one person. Good old Glenn. Okay, so he best be getting things done this year, at least the Western Conference Finals, and I don't think that's too much to ask for.
At minimum.
Yeah, at minimum. So I got the Clippers at 4. At 5, I got OKC. Assuming that Durant is fairly healthy, we don't know what type of Durant we're getting.
He's looked pretty good in the preseason.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. I mean, he's a flat-out scorer, so I think he should be fine. But it's one thing to play in the preseason and play only, 20-some-odd minutes. It's another thing when you got back-to-backs and you're playing 4 or 5 nights in an 82-game schedule. We'll see how that foot holds up then. At the moment, things look good, and I hope everything goes well for them. So I got them at 5. Once they got their big 3 sorted out, that's always the thing with them. Lately, they can't keep the 3 of them healthy long enough in the playoffs, but if they do, they're easily a 55-plus win team. But I think right now with his injuries and stuff like that, Ibaka is coming back. I give him 5 at the moment. Also, Westbrook trying to figure out how to play with him again. Because Russell tastes the power. And that might not be so easy to let go of. He feeds off it. My boy.
I like that. He's tasted the power.
He's tasted the power, guy. That was probably their worst nightmare. Number 6, Memphis. Memphis is always solid. They're a 50-plus win team. I think they'll be in that mix again. 7, New Orleans. I think they make an incremental move in this case with AD. And 8, I think they've been knocking the door last few years. I think they finally break through. I think you got the Suns finally get their chance and get in there in the AC. I think now they have their point guard situation finally settled. I think so. I hope so. You never know with them. Hang on. Tinker just said they got a new point guard. Hold on. So, hey, that's all good. I think Phoenix get the 8 seed in the West. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, it's a particular team not making the playoffs. And I blame you, DeAndre, for what has happened. For the wreckage that's been left in Big D.
I think this might be a theme for the season when we talk about the Clippers.
Possibly. There will be plenty of shade when it comes to Clipper discussions.
I'm going to have to tell you to cover up because your Dallas is showing.
Yes. I look, you have the hat on today. You should be wearing the baseball hat. Boy, I'll be coming here wearing my Mavericks jersey just now, man.
Hey, and sorry, Sacramento fans. We just don't believe in that Rondo Cousins.
Dude, that's the first blow up. Rondo, Cousins, and George Karl. Oh, good lord.
They'll be good fodder for the season.
What? I give that. That's the first story of the season. First story, guaranteed. We don't even get to Remembrance Day before that starts popping off, man. Let me tell you, I'm sorry. And for my American friends that happen to be listening, that's November 11th, okay? So just in case you're wondering, for us in Canada.
They've been getting a lot of bad news because there's some bad news coming out of Kevin Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Too, so
yeah. Well, let's not go down that road.
Alone for that.
Yeah. We'll just move that over there for the time being. But something we will get into as we wrap things up here, man. I know you've been itching to get on this. Please try to keep it within 3 or 4 minutes of your rant in this case. D-Fish, Matt Barnes. It went down in SoCal.
It went down. And let me tell you something. It's always that light-skinned dude. It's always
dude.
Every crew has that one light-skinned dude. He's a cool dude, but you know that he's a little bit off.
You're throwing shade at the light-skinned brethren, really? Really?
and that's one Matt Barnes. And it doesn't help that D-Fish is light-skinned too, but hey, I digress. But
kill on the light-skinned brothers, man.
Hey, man, we gotta have a little fun with it, Brian. But I've never been a big Matt Barnes guy, but of what I know of the situation, of what's come out in the media, obviously, this is one where I side with Matt Barnes. I'm sorry, Derek Fisher. I mean, Derek Fisher always comes off as the guy who has like the moral high ground at all times. And in his position as coach, you leave the team, you fly cross country.
He's kicking it with his girl guy.
Hey man, you should be kicking with your team.
But someone said, I think it's Bill Simmons, made a good point.
I mean, I would have a problem with that, but preseason's on and you're flying back and forth. I mean, what are your priorities, Derek Fisher?
Well, I think Bill Simmons or his friend Joe had made a good point. Like, if the GM is actually doing that, running around halfway across the country all the time, like, what's he to say that he's a coach? So it's like, hey, it's like father, like son type of thing, right? So like,
and aside from that, I mean, there have been pictures that surfaced, with, I guess when those guys used to play together on the Lakers, Matt Barnes and his then wife, Derek Fisher and his then wife, and all four of them together, all four of them having a good time. If I'm Matt Barnes, to me, it's not necessarily about Fisher. It's more about, it's not the fact that she's dating Fisher. It's more the fact that you're in my house. I'm sorry, Matt Barnes paid for that house. You got Derek Fisher up there in the crib with my kids in there. I don't like that. And, I mean, these guys, there are so many women for these guys to choose from. And these guys keep recycling the same ones and getting themselves in the same types of situations.
Well, okay. I will say this. Okay, 2 points. All right. One, I'm not sure yet, but there was discussion in this case that Matt Barnes spit in the ex's face. If that is the case, sorry, dude, you get no pass from me. None. I don't care what she was doing with Derek Fisher. You don't go about doing those things and disrespecting the mother of your children like that. Sorry.
Agreed.
I ain't sure that's the case. If something you say yes, something no. On that note, like, for Matt Barnes knew in this case they're dating. It wasn't like all of a sudden you just realized, like, all of a sudden, like, whoa. Now, whatever the children said in this case here, if Derek Fisher would make them uncomfortable, I get Matt Barnes' thing and saying, hey, you know what? Let me go out here and deal with things so my kids don't feel comfortable in this environment. Got no issues with that. You want to wild out Derek Fisher's man-to-man thing? I really got no issues with that either, to be honest with you. Whatever's getting him vexed, whatever the case may be, whatever the children said that got him in that type of mood, fine. In this case, I got no issue. I said before, if he's spitting in folks' face, I ain't down with that at all. But on the Fisher side, Fisher can date whoever he wants to date. If he wants to date her, fine. But to your point, Fisher in this case, let's just get off the high horse with Derek Fisher. Let's just end that. I mean, Fisher's been greasy for a time. Okay? Hey, let's call spade a spade. Fisher's been one of these dudes that's been greasy, these sacred cows don't want to talk about. And it's like Fisher's done some stuff business-wise and personal-wise where you're sitting there going, really? People forget in this case, when he was in Utah, he had the sick kid. Glad to see the kid's okay now. And he told Utah in this case, I want to be close to my family. I want to go back to L.A. because they have special procedures or things that help with the child and the recovery for the child. And then Utah said, cool, respect that, do your thing for your family. Thinking that his time was done. And the dude, works out a little deal here, to work a deal out here to go to Oklahoma City. And like, what the heck? You just say you're going back to L.A. and now I think I think it's Oklahoma City.
No.
He went to L.A.
He went to the Lakers.
Went to the Lakers.
After that.
Right. Well, I didn't even get the OKC one. So now in this case, he gets to L.A. Then afterwards, he works on another deal to get himself to Oklahoma City after he went to Dallas for a cup of coffee. And then pretty much he said he's done, just let me go. Thinking that his career's done. and he finds a way to work out a deal that stronger to get his way to Oklahoma City. So never mind what he did with the players' union. That was a disaster.
That's a whole episode onto itself.
Right, that's a 30 for 30 waiting to happen. Okay, and we ain't even dig into that with him and Billy Hunter and all that. That trust me, that's a 30 for 30 that's coming down the pipe. Okay, give it another 5 years, that sucker's coming down the road. Like, this dude, man, I'm pretty sure if you had to ask to put a gun in the guy's head in the league, he is not like doing the league.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I said in my opening, it's this perception of Fisher. He always comes off as he has the moral high ground in whatever the situation is. And I mean, I think you're seeing a lot of these actions.
Yeah,
it's a fraud.
Honestly, I think it's funny because I think he and Barnes are the complete opposites when it comes to perception in NBA circles.
Yeah,
Barnes is what Barnes is. Ain't no one doubt what Matt Barnes is. Matt Barnes will tell you what he is. There's no two ways what Matt Barnes is.
Yeah.
Pretty much when you tweet about Blake in this case, I ain't doing that for those ends anymore. Like, that's Matt Barnes. Whatever you want to say, that's Matt Barnes. Like, if there's one dude in the league and pretty much check on a short list that would put a tweet like that out, it's Matt Barnes will be in anyone's top 3. So you know what Barnes is about. To the other side, we said before, Fisher in this case comes off one way, behind closed doors is very different.
That's right, Fisher. And if you're supposed to be my friend, and I catch you at my ex's house, in my crib, with my kids, I'm sorry, you deserve the beatdown that you got. From the backyard to the front door.
I am not condoning the violence. This is Ravi, and Ravi alone for this public service announcement. I'll leave that alone for now. Man, we'll wrap it up on that note. Oh boy, the beatdowns and everything else, man. We just start the season. We just start the season. We even threw the ball up, and we already got beat downs and all sorts of stuff going on. Oh man, I love it.
Giving us some good subplots for the season.
I love the association guy. Anyhow, man, Ravi, where can the good folks find you?
Well, you won't find me at Matt Barnes' ex-wife's house. I'll tell you that much. I ain't trying to cross that bridge.
Oh God. Okay, what did I say after that?
At Mr. Ravi _4Vita.
Oh man, and you can find me as well, not at the ex-wife's house, at Beyond Locker Room, short for RM. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, if you want to check out our Eastern Conference preview, maybe not as volatile as this Western Conference, but hey, man, it's lots of fun. Just look up above. Click on that. And once again, we always appreciate all the comments, the likes, the favorites, you name it, man. Tweet us out, get that word out there, man, guys. It's another big season coming up, man. We're going to have a few surprises for you throughout the season, man. Everybody take care, man. We'll check you all later.
Don't duck that fade, D-Fish.